Hey everyone, my name is Artindi, and I am finally announcing a playtestable version of the game I am co-authoring titled Paradigm, a puzzle platformer at which you clone yourself to get past obstacles. Because it's a puzzle game, playtesting is super important, so if you're interested in playtesting, stick around and I'll let you know how you can help us out with that. In the last devlog I made, which came out like a couple months ago, I announced that I would not make another video on Paradigm development until we had the playtestable version of the game done. So it's been quite a while between devlogs and a lot has changed. First, we realized that our original plan was far too big. A common mistake for first-time game devs, and one that I did not think I was going to fall for, but it happens to the best of us. So we reined in the scope of the project a lot, and we ended up with many things that we spent hours developing on the chopping block. For example, there will no longer be any NPCs, a hub area, these two enemies, and many levels, puzzles, assets, and other elements that were just not going to work with the smaller design we decided on. The final result will be a linear level-by-level puzzle game, with the focus being entirely on the main mechanic, which is cloning. The story has been relegated to the sidelines, where the most you'll get is just little clues from the environment. I feel like this will be better overall because then it will leave the story up to the imagination of the player rather than being crammed into their eyeballs through heavy dialogue or long cutscenes. I did a massive amount of reworking of many game elements to make level design a lot easier and fluid, and Robot, the other dev working on the project, created a pause menu and a way to save the game and resume again at the start of the last level you got to. I redid many of the sprites so that everything was a little more uniform to the tile set and background, and added sounds to everything, some of which are subject to change, but overall I think sound really good. I completely redid the tutorial, taking out the talking NPC and opting for just some simple screens on a wall depicting which buttons do what. I feel like this will work better overall because there is no text to read and will likely not break the immersion of the game, and everything else the player needs to know will in the end be taught through gameplay and hopefully good level design. Speaking of level design, I spent hours upon hours coming up with puzzles that would be interesting and challenging, but without being too confusing, and Robot and I put our heads together to make 22 levels. These levels currently have no extra dressing. Things have been left unpolished because who knows what playtesting might make us change, so this version of the game is designed with the intent to be playtested. I painted a number on the wall at the start of each level so that playtesters will be able to give feedback easily, and I personally have playtested every level well over 20 times, doing my best to find bugs and other game-breaking things. In the final version of Paradigm there will be much more content, but these are the things that are most needed to be played by many people so we can get good difficulty balance. Anyway, if you're interested in playtesting the game, here are a couple things that you might need to know. If you want to play Paradigm and get the best experience out of it, then please do not playtest. It is a puzzle game, and once you know the solution to the puzzles, you can't unknow them. Unless you have some kind of memory loss issue, but that's really kind of unlikely, and I don't know why I even brought that up. But it will undoubtedly change the experience you will have when you play the final version of the game if you've playtested the puzzles already. So again, if you want the full experience, please don't playtest. If you are hoping that playtesting will get you a free copy of the game, then you are wrong. All it will do is get your name in the credits. You will still have to pay the same amount that everyone else has to pay, which might end up being nothing, but who knows. The playtesting version of the game will only be runnable on Windows just because I don't care enough to make this version highly accessible. So if you're using a Mac or something else, sorry. If you are still down to playtest, you must have a Discord account and become a member of my Discord server. One of the original reasons I created my Discord server is to have a convenient place to get feedback from playtesters, so a link is in the description. Then there are further instructions for playtesting Paradigm in the correct channel on the server. I don't think there will be any other versions between this one and the final game. After the feedback, we will be doing our best to quickly complete the game and have the final version that everyone can play. Like I said, we scaled it way back and we're just trying to get it done so we can move on to other projects, while at the same time making every effort to create a very professional product. think that's all I have to talk about. So thanks for watching, and thanks ahead if you play test. Apologies for cutting back on videos while I try to finish Paradigm, but hopefully it will be worth it, because rather than listening to me talk about games and game design, you can see how I actually implement those ideas or tutorials in my own game. But anyways, thanks again, and have a great day.